Er, yer. How we doing, chat? It's Thursday. One day closer to the 3-day weekend, right? It was just Friday. F it. We're making it a 3-day weekend. We got NFL this weekend. Big slates tomorrow. But there's a nice slate tonight. We'll have some fun tonight. How we doing? How you guys doing? I appreciate everyone being here. What's up, Hunter? Voted up. I appreciate that. How's the mic? Good? We're good. What's up, Chronic Tormented? One of these days, I'm gonna make a tournament so I get VIP run DFS. We'll be here. Yeah, the VIP is just like a nice community, right? Like even if you're sharp and you do you, it's still just a nice community to just have like friends that know DFS. I just honestly, in the world, like when I tell people that I play fantasy sports, usually you get two things. One is like, oh, so you're unemployed, which is I probably make more than them, and then two is just like you got those season-long NFL players that are like, oh, I bet I'd be really great at that. I know so much, blah blah blah. I could do that, and then you just like, I'm like, okay, yes, you could. I don't want to talk about this because you just don't know. So when you have a community of people that understand what DFS is, and that it's not about knowing sports, it's really not. Like you could know the backup point guard for the '87 Utah Jazz was. That doesn't make you a good fantasy sports player. We're out here playing Gabriel Vincent the other night. 90% of the people that played Gabe Vincent the other night don't know or did not know who Vincent was. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, you guys get what I'm saying. What up, Lenny? What up, Chronic? Do you have a co-host? I think I do. I thought I saw Raj tag me in chat. What's up, Asano? What up, Crispy? Danny? Scores were crazy high last night. Is LeVert playing tonight? I don't think LeVert's playing tonight. But, yeah, last night was different. But it was a good night. It was a good night. High-scoring night, but I was on the right side of the high scores. So I'm happy. Luka, a tier 1 core play for me. And I almost never core like 11K players. Yesterday, he was a core player and got there. I had a nice chunk of Dame Dollar. 25% owned on FanDuel. I was at about 40%, maybe 36%. After the slate lock, there was like, he was questionable, even though I had him probable. Thankfully, he played. CJ got there too. If you handcuff Dame and CJ, normally not something I do. I actually set a rule to like walk back on the overlap, but it worked. It was fine. It was fine. Cat did his thing. NAW, number 1 value play of like all time. It was great. He was 40% owned, so as long as you had that or leverage, you were fine. JVal finally with a 50 bomb. I didn't even realize that because I was just like 70% DJ. The rest was Cat. But yeah, look at JVal getting it done. But it was, you guys get it. It was a decent night. The Lakers game was what we thought it would be. Maybe KD underwhelmed some of you guys, But other than that, like, I was fine. I was happy with how everything turned out. Josh said scored. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, if you had Gordon Hayward, yikes. Rowan, what's up, Rowan? Can you play Boucher and Siakam together tournament? It looks like you can. What up, Justin Sports? Josh. I had JVal locked. JVal did his thing. But, I mean, for what it's worth, like, so did DeAndre. Like, there was a bunch of 30 fantasy point players at the center spot. And it was like DeAndre. I had a thought about Willie Cauley-Stein. He basically was 30. It was just like you couldn't go wrong at a couple spots. And then if you sold out for the raw points and the cats and whatever, that was cool too. But I still think the right play was to go top down. So like Damian Lillard, Luka Doncic in the point guard spots over on FanDuel, and just in general, those were top 2 scoring players. So the perfect lineup was still probably not with Cat. Probably. Uh-oh. What is this? Uh-oh. I'm about to get DMCA'd. What the freak? Oh, no. I already know that's going to hit. Mo Bamba rolled out for Friday. That dude's phone is always ringing. Yeah, I don't know. If Raj doesn't show up, Chronic, you can jump on here for old time's sake. I don't care. I had J Val lock. Alex, what's up, Alex? Sabonis and Brogdon. Man, those are the thumbnail boys. I'm about to be a Pacers fan, y'all. Who wants to join me? If you don't have an NBA team right now, let's be Pacers fans for the next 5 years. Malcolm Brogdon, Domantas Sabonis, T.J. Warren, Karis LeVert, Miles Turner. Just a bunch of, like, good young men. I'm in. We get Bubble Warren. Chronic, if you want to jump on here, jump in the NBA voice chat, and I'll drag you in here. Raj is late for work. So, for you OGs in the stream, you guys might remember every night me and Chronic would have a nightly show, and he's back here. Excuse me, substitute teacher. We got a sub. How we doing?
Good, YouTube.
Welcome back, the prodigal son of DFS toutage.
I'm the old man now, man. Raj is the new shiny toy.
He is. All right, I need you to use your outdoor voice, okay?
All right, for sure.
I feel like you got quieter there. It's like, boom.
Can you hear me now?
There we go. All right, chat. You good? You good on Chronic? My chair's getting exponentially squeakier every day. So just moving. It's like... Anyway. Hey, chat. I changed my Twitter handle. It's twitter.com/Gundacker, right? Make it more simple for everyone, right? No Jordan Bone tonight, Chronic. No Ramon Sessions, bro.
Hey, no Ramon Sessions, man. That was a 2-second before lock play, and I haven't lived that down in 4 years now? 3 years?
It was such an incredible moment. Chat, we were crunching before lock, and let's go home. Let's go home, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, Tormented with the super chat, $4.99. I appreciate all the content and advice you get. Hey, man, I appreciate the love. That's love. Years ago, chat, we were in a pre-lock voice chat, and Chronic had 3,100 or something left, and he was we were less than a minute. He was freaking out. Just gotta know how to play. I don't know who do I play. The point guard. He clicks Ramon Sessions, who at the time was on the depth chart for the Wizards, and it might have been if you click his game log, there might have been a game or two where John Wall was out, and Chronic panicked picked Ramon Sessions, and Ramon Sessions was a DNP that night.
A smooth DNP, a smooth zero, a bagel. He gave me a bagel, and I missed cash by 5. I was so hurt.
That was the most incredible part. You almost cashed it.
Yep.
And it just didn't. Oh, man. Good times.
Hate to see it.
That's the Twitch. Rip Gundacker 99. No, that's still, I still have that Twitch. But I don't know, just for the brand. I owned Twitter.com/Gundacker for, I don't know, 15 years. But it's for a personal account that I haven't used in 7 years. So, anyway, chat, we have a pretty manageable slate tonight. Looking at Fantasy Labs before we went live, key news to watch. So far, no news is good news. We got Embiid, Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, all probable. Gordon Hayward probable after getting injured and not coming back yesterday. Shake Milton probable. So all the 76ers probable. Gary Harris questionable. So for the most part, there's no heavy hitters. The Rockets, of course, the day after that big trade, they'll be a little short. Sterling Brown, Ben McLemore, David Nwaba, PJ Tucker, Christian Wood, DeMarcus Cousins, Jayshawn Tate, Mason Jones, and Kenyon Martin Jr. are your available Rockets. Shout out to Fantasy Labs for keeping us up to date with that information, right? $4.99, is that all guns worth? Whoa. I next week, maybe next. All right, so next week, okay, chat. There's gonna be a weird content schedule over the weekend, and by that I mean there's probably there's no live streams. I'm gonna be going out of state tomorrow, right? I gotta get in the car, drive to Mini. But next week is gonna be weird anyway. So it was gonna be a weird content schedule no matter what. So on the weekend I was probably not gonna do streams anyway. Monday is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And that's, a yearly perennial NBA, like, wonderful day, right? Chronix is just it's like Christmas. It's like all day NBA.
Yeah, it's all day. I'm not sure if it's an all day slate on DK, but in terms of how they schedule the games, it's always a lot of action, a lot of good teams, a lot of good matchups. So hopefully we can avoid this blowout, centric year that we've been having so far on that day. I just want to watch some good basketball.
And then Tuesday is just a 2-game slate. So I probably wouldn't have done a stream for that either. So I'm gonna. So bear with me, chat. Next week we might be low on the live streams, but I'll be back in Texas. I don't know when I'll be back in Texas. The 21st, maybe. So it may just be a rocky week. I did buy a laptop specifically for this trip. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to put up videos or whatever, but I will still be working diligently in the VIP, in the Discord, in the spreadsheets. It might be rocky over the weekend, but Monday I'll be in it all day, or the pre-lock to get my pull-up all day. Tuesday's a 2-game slate. That's usually a recharge day anyway, and then Wednesday we'll go from there. So if you do have VIP subscriptions or you want VIP subscriptions, don't let me being out of state impede you. I'm still going to be working on location. Just expect a lower week content-wise for like live streams and videos. And then when I get back, we hit the ground running, and we'll be full bore until the All-Star break, which is the second week in February. I think the All-Star game was on Valentine's Day. I think I saw. I don't know. We'll be good, though. What up, Justin Jennings, Mike Lowry, A. Dean, Gunn? Your YouTube is posted on my local dollar store front window saying to follow and subscribe. Do you want me to tell him to take it down?
That's free advertising, man. Keep it going.
A. Dean's ridiculous. Let's rock, please. I got you, Hunter, over there. Maybe we can meet up in Mini. I don't know, Danielle. What part of Minnesota? All right. I'm having flashbacks to a couple years ago. The dynamic duo Chronic and Gunn doing a live stream. Hey, man, you won me so much money last night. I did? Okay, buddy. I mean,
last night was great. It was great.
Hey, last night was a good night, right? It was a good night. So, I mean, if I helped you guys to get on a play or whatever, I'm glad. But that's what we do, right? But there'll be days where I get you on a bad play. So it is what it is. Let's talk about tonight's slate. It's time. The Miami Heat at the Philadelphia 76ers. Project starting 5 for the Heat. Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Andre Iguodala. I want Iguodala. Precious Achua. And Kelly Olynyk taking on Benjamin Simmons III. Tyrese Maxey, Danny Green, Tobias Harris, and Joel Embiid. We got 2-2-2 and another 1-2 as our total. And the Philadelphia 76ers favored by 10.5 points. So Vegas is saying, nah, we not finna do we not finna do what you did the other night. The Miami Heat backup squad facing essentially a full strength Philadelphia 76er squad here. So expect the Sixers to win.
My bad.
Chronic, what was that?
It's an alarm. It was an alarm on my phone. That's all.
Bro, I sound like the bail phone. Like,
no, it's one of the.
What the heck was that?
No judgment, guys, but I have an alarm on my phone. I set at 4:18 every day because me and my friend we send a Snapchat of each other at 4:20 every day. So that's what that was. So apologies.
Why would a man named Chronic be sending Snapchats at 4:20?
Questions we need answered that we won't answer. Let's get to the slate.
So anyway, several lopsided games in this slate, and this is the most lopsided of them all. 10.5 point spread. Looking at the 76ers, Joel Embiid is exceeding 10K. So the other night against Miami Heat, they had no answer for him, and I think Embiid dropped a smooth 70 bomb. Did go to overtime, but his usage was higher than it usually is. But even then, Ben Simmons was still part of that game. So you look at this Miami Heat team, Joel Embiid's still going to have his 25 to 30% usage rate. Is 10K enough or not enough to get you away from Joel Embiid in a potential blowout? I think that's a decision we all going to have to make internally, because every game tonight, I don't want to say every game, most games tonight have a large enough spread that we feel like things could get lopsided and potentially blow out. So chronic knee-jerk reaction is are we going after this game, essentially the 76ers full strength? Tyrese Maxey, he's 5,600. Maybe he doesn't play 35 minutes here. Is Joel Embiid in your player pool? And then past that, we're looking at the Miami Heat. Miami Heat are hurting. They are going to be short. Tyler Hero, 7.3K on DraftKings. I feel like there is a chance he could be an average play at that price point. FanDuel, 6,500. I feel a little bit more welcome there. And then I got Duncan Robinson at 38 potential minutes. Gabe Vincent was a fantastic play the other night. What do you do with this game? Like, what is your gut telling you?
Yeah, man. So I think that you can get away with some of this value here, or get away from utilizing some of the value on the Miami Heat side, considering that we have Houston on the slate, and that's obviously for a little bit of foreshadowing for later. When it comes to Joel Embiid, what did he put up last game? It was like 80 something, 82 DKP.
Yeah, it was a lot.
And you would imagine Precious Achiuwa was like what 6'9", 6'7", something like around that area. Kelly Olynyk's a small guy. Who's going to stop Joel Embiid? With that being said, I think that he's going to be a smash play, but with some increased ownership. People are going to game log watch. They're going to see that, and they're just going to run it back. 10K for Joel Embiid. I'll take some of that, but if you're playing tournaments, I think that it's important to keep your ownerships in check.
What about the Heat? Tyler Hero, 7.3K. If I tell you he's playing 38 minutes.
The facilitation role that Tyler Hero has with his offense, a 10-point spread here, but can he keep it close? And if they do, it's on the back of Tyler Hero. So if you think that this game is able to stay close, it will stay. Like if you're a betting man or you're talking about the overs and unders, and if you bet those type of things, that you would like Tyler Hero. 73 is kind of steep for my blood. I think I'm going back to Precious Achiuwa, and I think that might be it. Question mark. How you feeling, Gun?
I feel like Gabe Vincent has a little bit of meat on the bone for a value play at 4.5, 4.2. Because I also feel like if we do buy into a blowout here, there's a chance Iguodala moves to the back, right? You probably don't play Iguodala in a laugher. Olenek and Hero would be fringe there, but I think Gabe Vincent seems a little bit game script proof. So I'd be okay with some Gabe Vincent because his price is still okay. But yeah, no warm and fuzzies. I am glad, at least on DraftKings, it looks like they priced everyone up to where there's at least a thought behind playing or fading them, right?
Yeah.
Looking, I don't know what's going on in chat, but we might have to start handing out some bans. There's Stan's mom's boobs and DFS King. I don't know what's happening, but clean it up, chat. I think your 420 is the levels of susness are at an all-time high. Miami's a well-coached team that plays with heart. Expect they'll hang around. Definitely a scrappy team. But like I said, guys, the other night they were facing a short Sixers team. That team was on night 2 of a back-to-back. So I would think that a NBA starting 5, really a starting 4 with Tyrese Maxey, would be able to contain the Heat. Danny Green. Danny Green.
That's what I was about the flop flag with Danny Green, man. Is he taking 25 shots again? And is he dropping 50? Because when when Chronic plays him, he drops 9. When I fade him, he drops 50. So what are you doing with Danny Green?
I'm gonna hope that the mediocre return on Danny Green here is like 25, and I can live with the fade here. Really, the only guy I'm really curious with is Embiid, what to do with the levels of ownership there, because I do like Jokic tonight as well, and then I probably just go with Vincent. All right, Let's just go ahead and get some bands going.
Let's say, yeah, you do that. I think I'm back on the Precious Achua train, man. 4,400. If you're telling me that he's going to get 30 plus minutes, he's athletic, he's young. I would imagine that he plays in blowouts because he hasn't been getting much of a run here when the team's at full health. So give me some 4,400. Give me 30 minutes of some Precious Achua. I would roll the dice on him.
Yeah. Chat, what are you guys doing with this one before we get on to the next one? Antoine Murphy says, fade the Heat. Main guys play the Heat 4K guys. I like that. Gun doesn't have I actually do have an iPhone. It's like 5 years old because I don't. I'm pretty sure it's literally the iPhone. I don't even know what number. I think it's 5. I don't use.
That's ancient.
I don't call people. Like I literally have a cubicle. Like, if I talk to people, it's likely on Discord. Like, even my girl, I don't even use the phone for that. Like, I just talk to her on Discord. And then, get the PlayStation 5. And if I talk to my friends, it's like, I don't use phones. Mm-hmm. And I text people. If I text people, I'm using, like, Facebook Messenger. So, I don't know. I'm not a phone junkie like some of you guys. Damien says, Danny Green chalk night? I don't think he'll be. If he's chalk, I'm shocked, but I don't think he'll be chalk. Isaiah Joe's predicted score in a blowout. I don't know.
It depends on your game script, man. They got to still a lot of people back on that team. Somebody in YouTube chat was asking about Shake Milton. You got any feels about him? I'm lukewarm.
So I think I got him for 28 minutes. I think he could PPM in this spot, and if the game got lopsided, the seesaw could go his way, and 32 plus minutes. I would at least expect him to have more minutes than Maxey in a blowout, and he might even start. Like Maxey just might straight up go to the bench, but Shake Milton I think is their de facto 6-man here, so I think he could point per minute, and then maybe get to 35 plus, right? Yo, Jason, what's up, Jason? Just got back from the gym. Yo, Jason, is that really you in that picture? Because I'm scared.
Jacked.
Bro, that dude
is. He's putting the Rock to shame. Dwayne Johnson.
If that's you in that picture, I'll just have you take care of the trolls, right? What up, Tone Loke? Got Precious Hero Robinson. Yeah, all right. We'll circle back if we have to. Looking at the grand scheme of this slate, there's just a lot of like ugly spreads. So it might be a spot where I end up with more of this game than I would like. But we'll see. Let's move on to the next game. Houston Rockets at the San Antonio Spurs. So I think one of the pushbacks on these fringe value plays on the Heat or the Philadelphia 76ers is we have the Houston Rockets. and
100%.
And they're against a porous defense in the San Antonio Spurs. Projected starting 5 for the Rockets. Ben McLemore, Sterling Brown, David Nwaba, P.J. Tucker, and Christian Wood taking on Dejounte Murray, Lonnie Walker, DeMar DeRozan, Keldon Johnson, and LaMarcus Aldridge. So while this is still a modest 7-point spread, there's still a chance that the Spurs run away with this one. But look at the prices for the Rockets. Those of you that been living under a rock, Rockets made a big trade yesterday. So they don't have the usage of James Harden. John Wall's out, so they won't have him. And the guys that they're getting from the trade, like Rodion Carew or Victor Oladipo, won't be able to play this game. So it's a very short bench, and we know where the top end usage, right? It's going to go to Christian Wood. So 8,100 on FanDuel to 7,700 on DK. I feel like that's the lock of the slate. Probably your highest owned, just above, like your highest owned non-value play. And I just don't see how he walks away with less than 40 fantasy points. Sounds, something bad. So he sticks out a lot. PJ Tucker, I don't want. You guys can have it. I've already seen people on Twitter. Oh, PJ Tucker's the veteran. I'm just nah. He can stand in that corner and chuck threes. He's not really aggressive enough. David Nwaba, I could play. Sterling Brown, I could have shares of. And Ben McLemore, I could have shares of. So I don't mind any of these cats. I might be a little low on Boogie as well. But I just feel like I might have a core of Wood, maybe Waba. Just Waba's fun because he can peripheral his way to a good spot too. But Christian Wood's got to be the stud of the slate, right?
Yeah, man. I think that Christian Wood is 7,700. You can't really beat that. I mean, if you're running some type of MME, how do you not have at least 40 to 50% of that? The real question, though, and I think is the key to the slate, is figuring out which value guy is going to be the NAW of the day, right? I'm not saying any of these guys are going to drop 50 something, DKP, but also if you pick Sterling Brown and Ben McLemore is the one who drops 30 to 40, and Sterling Brown does a Doug McDermott and gives you 10, you're dead. It's GG's. So the key to the slate for me is figuring out which one of these shooting guards / small forwards, because I'm pretty sure they all are shooting guard, small forward eligible on DK that you go with. Like a gun, I ain't going to do the whole gun to your head type of thing, but where do you rank these three? Like if you had to 1, 2, 3 them.
Guys, it's 2 a.m. You're chilling on your couch. All of a sudden, a brick gets thrown through your window. 2 guys in masks roll in. They tie you up, gun to your head, and say, rank the guards, forwards from Houston right now. Gun to your head, dude.
It's tough. It
is tough.
How do you
I think so. I think Nwaba is I like, but it's not like I don't think he's not going to be a ball handler. But I like Nwaba to fill up the stat sheet a little bit, right? So if I get busybody stats as a floor for 35 minutes against the San Antonio Spurs, could I get 8 to 10x? I think it's viable. It's possible. He could also just exist, but 32 minutes against Denver, 25. That's kind of what I'm looking at there. Ben McLemore is a veteran. Sterling Brown's got a couple years under him. Ben McLemore probably has the most upside just from a scoring standpoint. Other than Christian Wood, it would make sense to me if Ben McLemore scored the second most amount of points. And then I guess Sterling Brown just exists as well. So it would probably be McLemore ceiling, Waba floor, Brown number 3 if I had to, right? If I had to get these guys out of my house at 2 a.m. with the gun to my head.
Fair enough. I think the key is trying to figure out is McLemore going to be, the secondary shot chucker, and also you got this, like I said, Sterling Brown and David Nwaba can do the peripheral things. The stocks, they can get some rebounds, get some steals, that high energy young guy type of stats, and they could peripher their way to a good game. Is there a situation where you have more than 2 Rockets in one line gun?
On this slate, probably. So I probably set a rule to minimum 2 Rockets, but I wouldn't. It's a short slate. I could see 3.
Yeah, 5 games. 5 games is all it is, and this is the core value here. I don't think it's. I'm just scrolling through really quick.
I would min 2, max 3.
Mm-hmm.
Jayshawn Tate would be fringy. I think McLemore is my number 1 value, and then Waba, and then Brown. So I would always want at least 2 Rockets in a lineup, but probably 3. It's a really cheap team. The San Antonio Spurs on defense don't really scare me, and I just feel like there's not really a way to game script these cats off. I'm hoping PJ Tucker is the chalk bust of the century. PJ Tucker doesn't create his own shot, right? So I'm hoping that maybe that traps some people and I just stay away from that. But even at 38, I can see him getting 20, 22, and people think they got a good deal.
Tucker's one of those guys, along with Harden, that Boogie was complaining about not being bought in. If you look at his production last year to this year, it's dropped off tremendously. He's not locked in. He's not really trying. I would be surprised if he's not out of here next, out of Houston next is what I meant to say. I'm not planning on give me a smooth 0% to PJ Tucker. I think he just doesn't do it for me.
So you guys got in live chat. Tone Loke says he's gonna put Sterling Brown at first. That's fine. I don't think it's I'm not offended by anyone being different on me with. 18 says Jason, why am I your profile pic? Van Jones says, how you feeling about Ben Simmons? I'm probably not there if we think it's a double digit spread. I'm probably just not there. Man, the trolls are out today. I don't know what did I do. I'm the good guy. I love everybody.
Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. You know, we haven't talked about the Spurs at all. Is there anybody in the Spurs? But you got DeMar DeRozan's back in, so I feel like that kind of kills Lonnie Walker and that value that he had the last couple games. LaMarcus Aldridge usage obviously going to go down there. Is it a watch for you? Do you play any of these guys? Anybody in the core?
Aldridge, no. I saw, yeah, Keldon Johnson. We've seen him drop 30 plus. DeMar DeRozan, I would want 40 plus to feel like I got a smash deal. The prices are thick on all these guys. I'd probably put them all into pool tier 3, and then maybe I don't want more than one today. But on a short slate, I'm fine. Looking at live chat, there's an interesting question. Curtis says, "What about Boogie? They're already short. Maybe he gets 30 minutes if Wiggins foul trouble. So 30 minutes, I think, would be a stretch. But the concept of Boogie is very interesting to me because it feels like John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins are actually trying to take over the morale here of the locker room. Like they called out James Harden, and basically said, this guy's not buying in, whatever. So." Whatever your thoughts of Boogie, we've seen him try to take over a team morale-wise, right? So I could see him try to lead the squad. 30 minutes, I don't think happens. But do I get 25?
I have a hot take. I think that, and maybe it's not too crazy. I'm not saying that Boogie's going to be the one playing de facto point guard, but remember his Sacramento days, Boogie was dropping some triple doubles. He's able to facilitate. He's able to play that maybe like a C- Jokic, if you think about it, like from like that standpoint. At 4,700, the minutes would be the problem.
Right.
But if you can
100%.
pencil him in from like 25, like you said, maybe not 30, 25 minutes
Definitely
of Boogie, he's
30.
4,700 and 4,600 or DK. There's nobody to pass the ball around. I'm gonna have some Boogie.
My only quarrel with Boogie is he's center only on FanDuel, and that's like a big risk. Like I can't get away with punting some of these hot takes, especially when there's like Jokic and Embiid and Turner is interesting to me as well. The thought of him makes sense though. At 4,600, I just don't know if I'd be able to spend all my salary if I don't buy a center today on FanDuel.
Yeah, FanDuel, you kind of put yourself in a hole. But Boogie is the epitome of a PPM guy, man. The epitome. Last game. So, and obviously we're not just game log watching, but just showing some of the things that he could do. 34 DKP in 18 minutes. This guy is a baller. I think Boogie could be extremely efficient. I'm gonna have around minimum 20% of Boogie today.
That's fair. If I might get there just to get weird. Like this small slate, I just get there a little weird, right? If PJ Tucker's higher owned than DeMarcus Cousins, maybe I'll take a shot.
Oh, I'll take Cousins 200% of the time in that.
Boogie for tournaments is Curtis. What's up, Curtis? Solo. Are we looking at another 450 fantasy point total or higher tonight? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think there's gonna be multiple value guys that drop 40 to 50 today. I don't.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize NAW is like a baller. Nickel Alexander-Walker, man, that dude would be like a core on some teams right now, and now he's just like scrapping for playing time on that squad. Right? He's not the same Boogie of old. I mean, I 100% Solo. Like, I get that, but like the other night when he drew that start, I mean, my man. He had like a 25-point first quarter. He's been ejected a couple times since then. And again, I'm not banking on high minutes, but I do think if there's at least a range of outcome that they got like 8-9 players that have probably hit the rotation tonight with substantial minutes. There's a range of outcomes that Wood gotten fouled over or something happens. Boogie could get 25 minutes and drop 1.5x points per minute. Against the Spurs, it's possible.
And they only have 3 playable bigs. Jacine Tate, I guess you consider him a big, but you have Wood, you have Boogie, and you have Tate, ? So was that 2.5, 3 possible? But PJ Tucker's not a big. I know he plays power forward, but he's like 6'4", 6'6", whatever. He's not the Boogie of old. I'm not saying he's about to drop 70, but he's not 10K.
He's definitely not. Chronic's trying to speak all proper and enunciating perfectly. Don't let him fool you, kids. He's a crackhead from Michigan.
Hey, get out of here, dude. Get out of here.
Maybe it is you bringing the trolls, Dean.
It's the Vipers. It's literally the Vipers.
Yeah, it is the
Celia said a
Vipers.
joke already, and Adine is trolling me. It's me. It's me.
Let him have it. Let him have it. Charlotte Hornets at the Toronto Raptors. Hornets, night 2 of a back-to-back. Project starting 5 for the Hornets. Devontae, Moonlight, Graham, Terry Rozier, Gordon Hayward, P.J. Washington, and Bismack Biyombo, the Big Mac Bimbo. Revenge game? Did he play for Toronto? I think he did. Up against Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam, and Alex Len. Sure. 220 total, 8.5 point spread in favor of the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors have been kind of experimenting with a little bit more of a smaller lineup that features Siakam and Boucher at times in the front court. The Hornets are 8.5 point dogs here. I do like some of the prices here on the Raptors. Like I think the Raptors exist and people just like they're indifferent, right? Siakam at 8.5 has potential to hit there. If you're looking for 45 plus fantasy points, I think that's very viable here. This is a matchup that the Raptors should be, as bad as their defense has been, the Raptors should be able to dominate and get off. Fred VanVleet, high minutes from him, 8,200. I'm looking for 40 plus as well. And then Boucher's the question of the slate. He's almost 8K on FanDuel. So he's essentially a 1v1 with Christian Wood, unless you think you can get away with playing both of them. I think I'm going Christian Wood for a couple hundred more.
8K? Oof.
Yeah. But I mean, he's a monster, and then he's known for his stocks, and on FanDuel that's going to be a little bit more lucrative. But I still go Wood in the 1v1 there. But maybe you have a shot of him. But Chris Boucher on DK at $6,500, $1,300 discount. There's still meat on the bone there. Even on FanDuel at 28 minutes, like he could float there. So he's an interesting play. I think a lot of people just don't know what to do with him. I've already seen a couple people in chat ask about Chris Boucher. Chronic, how much Chris Boucher for you? If you're against the Charlotte Hornets, undersized Charlotte Hornets team that he could definitely get some blocks off on.
I mean, I don't play FanDuel. I don't think I could eat that. Well, maybe the salary is different on FanDuel, right? In terms of the perception there. But at 6'5" at DK, I think I could probably get there. I'm leaning more towards Pascal, and obviously I'm not saying 1v1 of the two. Mm-hmm. But if you gonna pull up the DVP page, I think we're starting to see some DVP starting to take shape in terms of you're able to start using some of these metrics now. Yeah. Charlotte, I think, is the third on giving up the third most DKP to power forwards. If you look at the last couple games, Pascal has been on a hot run. He's been that guy. He's been closing games. He's taking the final shot. He's missing the final shot. But give me some spin moves, man. That's his go-to. I think today is a good game for Pascal.
Yeah, I'm with that. I'm with that quite a bit. I think you could stack Raptors.
Charlotte's defense is terrible, so yes.
It's okay. First of all, that's an overrated statement, but I also think they haven't played a lot of good teams, but the Raptors aren't necessarily great right now. But I think statistically the Hornets defensive rating is like top 10, top 8 in basketball right now. But as we saw yesterday with the Mavericks, you start actually putting some higher skill players against them. Their defense, I believe, can only go backwards. So
yeah, I was literally about to say, tell that to Luka. I'm not saying anybody on the Raptors team is Luka, but
yeah,
I don't see any defensive stalwarts on their team. Bismack Biyombo, he's okay, but it's Bismack.
So the reason I think the Raptors are stackable, one, we were going to have plenty of value from the Rocket side, but this is one of those starting lineups that we on perceptually a soft spot in the minutes, man. This is a high minute starting 4. I got 36 minutes on Lowry and VanVleet, and I think VanVleet has room to go to 37, 38. Anunoby is 35, 37. They can get off some blocks against the Hornets, and then Siakam and Boucher. Siakam I got at 37 minutes. So on a short slate, I think I could get away with 2-3 man Raptor stack, and I don't even feel compelled to run it back. I think you could. Gordon Hayward went down yesterday, did not come back, but it looks like he's probable today. But like if you felt compelled to run it back, go for it. One thing I think might be flop laggy is yesterday 7K LaMelo Ball was 30% owned in my contest. And now he's almost 8K on FanDuel, 7,600 on DraftKings. You're pushing the limits of comfort. But man, have the Raptors just not been like that great. Their defensive rating has moved to a little bit above league average. But LaMelo Ball has just been so smooth, so good. And even if you thought this game like kind of tilted in the wrong way, would that just be a boost for LaMelo? So could people get flop lagged on LaMelo Ball today? It's not a fun click by any stretch of the imagination, but he does have somewhat of triple double potential.
Yeah, if you're talking about people that can go for a triple double, which is essentially almost 50 DKP, so around 45 or something like that. LaMelo's that guy. He's probably the only guy on Charlotte, especially if you're thinking, okay, Gordon Hayward, he has that hit problem. He went out yesterday. He's playing today. Don't get me wrong, but is he limited? We don't know. I think LaMelo is a decent play today as well. I'm not going to go too crazy on him. I think I had 30% of him last night, and it burned me a little bit. Could have been a really good night. And it was decent, but flop lag, I could see it. Especially, I think Toronto is also like struggling rebounding the ball. That's one of their issues is, they're big, replacing that Marc Gasol production in terms of defensive rating as well. Yeah.
Let's go look at the live chat, get caught up. Rose says, could you play Boucher and Siakam together in the tournament? I think you can. So Boucher's been starting like the second half. Right, they I don't know. Maybe they think he's foul prone, and then all right, get to halftime with 2 or less fouls, and then you come out and start the second half. Abyssus says this is what's up, Abyssus? First of all, this is the type of team where Boucher can go crazy, especially as a pivot off of Kelly Olynyk, about the same price on DraftKings. I could see that. Chronic, what pack we on? Gas pump emoji.
No comment.
What does that mean, guys? What does gas pump emoji mean?
Some things we leave to the imagination.
Regular unleaded? Is that
premium? No mid. Premium.
Oh, I don't know. You kids and your drugs. What up, Marvski? Yo, what up, Gun? Hope everything good. Can we play TJ McConnell since no depot deep tournaments? I think you could, but I think if the other night's an indication, it looks like Justin Holiday would try to pick up that role, and also maybe they want Doug McDermott to pick up a couple minutes. Remember, he was in extreme foul trouble. My man had 3 fouls in 2 minutes the other night. But I do like I like the thought of McConnell. We'll talk about that game in a minute. But for some reason, they just haven't like unleashed his minutes. But TJ McConnell, absolutely a scrapper that could pay off some FanDuel stocks. What up, Alex? Boucher 6'5" on DK. I can get there for sure. Gun like sweat. Okay, buddy. Pascal is learning to fit on this team. He's lighting up the stat sheet. Hornets have trouble with the athletic forwards. I like Siakam quite a bit. I think FanDuel, the power forward position is so hard today. This is where you win or lose tournaments. You got Sabonis, no Depot against the Blazers. Blazers are bottom 3, bottom 4 defense. Siakam, deep minutes against the Charlotte Hornets. Big spot. Christian Wood, obviously, like all the usage that's coming his way, and even Boucher has a case on him. And then you even scroll down a little bit more. We know, Kelly Olynyk's going to be forced into minutes and whatnot. So I definitely think that the power forward spot is the keys to the Cadillac tonight. Peter says, give me some of the Spartan Miles Bridges and some OG Anunoby.
Yes, sir.
I like Anunoby as a 5K small forward, right? If I'm putting some money on power forward and point guard tonight, Anunoby, if you give me 35 minutes against the Charlotte Hornets, you got a puncher's chance to just be a great play. 35, 37 minutes the last 2 games. Enough points and enough stocks where he just doesn't kill you, and sometimes he'll really get off with blocks and steals in the right spot. Embiid played today. Yes, he's probable. LaMelo ticked me off last night. Says Dez, I don't trust the Hornets coach. He's horrible. What did he do? The other day, LaMelo was balling, had like 22, and the coach pulled him with 5 minutes left, and they lost. Oh, I do think eventually they need to start. I think one of those guards got to go, and Devontae's my homie, so I'm hoping he can stick around with LaMelo and make it happen. But I think one of those guards got to go. So whether it be Terry Rozier or Devontae, you move forward. I hope it's Terry Rozier, but you know what it is. Izzo, yo, Gunny, if you're running one lineup on FanDuel, would you use Ball? Probably not. That's a lot of, 7,800. That right there that's money that I can use on Siakam, Christian Wood, Sabonis, and a point guard is whatever. And it's especially on FanDuel. There's no like bonuses for triple doubles and double doubles and stuff like that. It's a lot harder for a guard to get off than it is for these bigs that get rewarded for stocks and whatnot. So I would probably not, in one lineup, not choose LaMelo, no. Chronic, I'm on runts. I don't know what... Am I being trafficked? Am I being used so you guys can send secret drug references to each other? I don't know.
It's kind of with a K, man. It's kind of with a K.
It's Hayward is out. Do you go Ballagram? Looks like Hayward's probable, Austin. Anyone using Boogie, blah, blah, blah. Gun, do you like Boogie? I like the thought of Boogie. And if you told me right now, if you told me that Boogie gets 25 minutes, I'd probably take some shots. Offer him a little. Okay, we got it. This is the best DFS show in the world. Keep up the great work, but I appreciate that, Des. All right, let's move on. We got 2 games. I'm running low on time, but Vipers will forgive me. Golden State Warriors at the Denver Nuggets. Next game on the docket. Project starting 5 for the Warriors: Steph Curry, Andrew Wiggins, Kelly Oubre Jr., Draymond Green, James Wiseman taking on Jamal Murray, Gary Harris Jr., Will Barton, Paul Millsap, and Nikola Jokic. 225.5 total here. 5-point spread in favor of the home team, Denver Nuggets. Steph Curry on a slate of value exists. He's under 10K. We know he's going to assume that 30%-ish usage rate. And Nikola Jokic has just been balling. 11.2K on FanDuel, 11K on DraftKings. It's going to be a little harder to get him even with the value just because I do think that mid-tier is pretty strong. The Christian Woods of the world feel like you have to get those guys. And then I think I'm selling myself hard on one of a Siakam or a Boucher, and I'm going to love the Pacers. So Jokic is going to be really difficult to fit in with comfort 11 plus K. This is not the tightest spread. It's the second lowest spread I think we have. So essentially when I look at the Warriors, man, I'm basically just wondering, do I want Steph Curry and how much do I want? Obviously on a short slate, Steph Curry has the ability to be the highest fantasy point scorer, so I'm going to have some. I'm thinking I start at a quarter, 25%, and move up or down from there. Oubre and Wiggins, I don't feel like I need to make a priority. Oubre's been getting the south side of 30 minutes. I'd almost rather go OG Anunoby for floor here. And then Andrew Wiggins at 7K. I just don't know if that's something that my religion allows. Actually, I have to pray on that. Michigan, great. Draymond Green in the mix, 5'7", 5'4". He started really hot the other night and then just kind of slowed down. So essentially, I think for me, the Warriors is, hey, Steph Curry's a player. Do I want him? Yes. If I'm at 25%, do I move up or down, or do I stay at 25%? And I'll figure that out as I make lineups. And then on the Nuggets side, we still got Michael Porter Jr. out and Gary Harris questionable. I think, yeah, Gary Harris is questionable. Control F, Gary. There's so many Harrises. Harrison Barnes, Jalen Harris, Shaq Harrison. Jesus. Maybe I just Control F Gary Harris. Okay, there. We'll do that. Gary Harris, questionable play on Thursday against the Warriors. With Harris potentially out, Bobo got the start on Tuesday, but he didn't do much in 16 minutes. P.J. Dozier played 27 minutes off the bench, and Monte Morris played 24 minutes. Morris had the better fantasy night. Okay, so if Harris is out, I don't think they start Bobo again against this Warriors team, but we'll see. I think What I did like when Gary Harris was out was that Will Barton finally had himself a strong fantasy point game. So at under 6K, I'd probably take some shots at him against the Warriors. And then Jokic. Is there any way that we just full on sleep on Jamal Murray and he drops 50 tonight and we're just like, fudge?
Man, Jamal Murray has not been a friend of Chronic this year, man. Every time I played him, he doesn't. I don't know. I don't have a good read on him. It's tough. It's tough. I think I'm going to fade him. I think this is the blow spot for Steph Curry, though. Just to, piggyback what you were talking about earlier. The DVP says that this is a soft matchup, especially if you take Gary Harris off the floor. Jamal Murray does not play defense. Will Barton does not play defense. Who's going to guard Steph?
Right.
And also, if just a little bit of game script here, you think about Jokic. Wiseman can't check him. Wiseman is going to be on the bench for 5 fouls in 10 minutes. Not literally, but you get what I'm saying. I think this is a Steph Curry game. Wiggins is stepping up. Somebody in the YouTube chat was talking about this is a Wiggins game. I don't play Andrew Wiggins, me personally. I just don't think he has that. I was gonna say like that. I mean, at 6'8", you need 40. You need that 37, 38, 40, and maybe he can get you there. But when's the last time Wiggins dropped 50? I just don't. I don't see it.
Yeah, I think it's Jokic versus Curry here. And if Gary Harris, even if Gary Harris is not out, I probably still take some shots on Will Barton. But man, Will Barton was really nice for me the other night, and I think Gary Harris at least opens up 30 minutes to spread out. And against the Warriors, you end up playing a little bit smaller than usual. I just have this feeling someone in this game that we're not on, like obviously, is going to hurt us for not having. Let's see what you guys got in the live chat before we move on. 355. Curry's gonna go nuts after LeBron took his shot and turned around. You see the Twitter movement?
Of course,
it's like
yes.
LeBron took that shot, turned around, and it went in. And the next day, the NBA had to create a super team.
We're in trouble.
Help. As a man from Michigan and Chronic is on the stream, I'm playing a line with a couple of Spartans. Draymond and Bridges. All right. What's up, Leon? Sean.
Bridges is only if Hayward was going to sit. Do not play Bridges when Hayward is in. And like I said, I think Hayward's probable right now. So I'm off Bridges. I wouldn't play him.
Yeah. Just out of curiosity, Steph Curry DKP by game log versus Nuggets. Last 10 games via statmuse.com. Steph Curry has 2 performances over 50 fantasy points in the last 10 games against the Nuggets. Obviously, this is all subjective to context. Who was active, who wasn't active. It's going all the way back to 2019. But a lot of this is also in 30 minutes. So if we get 34, 35 minutes of Steph, maybe these 47s turn into 55s. So, 25% feels like that's where I'm at. That was my initial number. I'm probably staying there. Wiggins has been a monster on defense lately, too. 5 blocks last game. I actually did see a stat that Wiggins' individual defense was extremely high to start the season. Obviously, we get some weird stuff early on. Like Larry Nance had a high defensive rating from an individual defensive standpoint as well. And some of that stuff can be so skewed and sample size impacty. But yeah, Wiggins is there. So if you think that's enough to push back on Jamal Murray and you just really want Jokic, go for it. The thing with Jokic is like if I grab Jokic today, what is my min fantasy points that I want? Is it 50? Do I just take the raw points at 50 to 60, or if Embiid gets me 45 and Jokic gets me 55, does that 10-point difference going to push me over the edge somewhere, right?
You playing Jokic, you want 60 plus. That's what you want out of 11K. And especially, I mean, I get what you're saying. Like it's a 5-game slate, and the context always matters. Ooh, I don't know. I'm not sold on Jokic today. Even though, like I said, I love the man. And he does some great things this year. Especially, I think he's my number 2 in the MVP rankings right now. I think he's been balling. But how do you not stick Draymond on him to slow him down? I'm not saying that's going to slow down the rebounds and the assists, but I'm talking about those scoring numbers. He needs that as well. Don't see it.
Yeah. No one cares what your lineup is, chump. Get to the gym. I don't know who he's talking to. He's talking to me. A lot of fat jokes today. What have I done? People are coming at me, and I literally am the nicest guy.
All of the Vipers are in here trolling me. See, Sean?
I don't know. Sean says definitely not chasing Dame Dollar. Okay. CJ's the best player on the NBA after Braun right now. Whoa, that's tough.
CJ Buckets.
I do like McCollum, but yeah, that's tough. Joseph, what up, Joseph? How you doing, buddy? It's been a while. We got one game left on the docket. Take a pause for the cause, and let's get a plug out the way. And I'm sure these trolls have probably like hit the thumbs down. So if you guys want to fight the trolls, hit the thumbs up for me. Show me some love. I would surely appreciate it. While I do that, remind you guys that right after this live stream, I'll be in the RunDFS.com VIP Discord, the NBA voice chat, leading up until lock and a little bit over lock, making my player pool. And you guys can jump in that. If you go to RunDFS.com, you get signed up. You click the VIP onboarding thread, and then you scroll down. You'll see voice chat. You click on that. NBA thread will have up to the minute news posted by Bot Dacker, pulling from some of the trusted Twitter sources. So while we were talking, the Suns and Pacers was officially postponed for Saturday. So that's some news that we have looking forward for the weekend. Makes me feel a little less guilty for not having coverage this weekend, or at least on Saturday. But anyway, come be part of that. And just meet some friends, make some friends in the community, and have some fun. We've definitely had a few new people join us in the last couple weeks, and I've already seen them re-sign up for another week, another 2 weeks. So I think the recidivism rate in the RunDFS.com VIP is so high, it lets me know that we're doing something right? Like, think of how many people have just been here for years, and that makes me know that we're doing some good. Also, NHL is back, and I don't pretend to know NHL, but Kyle from Fantasy Domination, I think it's called. Let me double check. I don't want to. Okay, just know I got a really cool hockey buddy helping me out. I don't want to give away his stuff here. And if you guys get a VIP subscription, you'll have access to his notes, favorite stacks, stuff like that. So looking for a cool way to support the stream, support RunDFS.com. Get something in return. You'll get access to the Discord. You'll also get access to the RunDFS.com NBA VIP spreadsheets. And then that will feature the index portal, my personal projections for DraftKings, FanDuel, and Yahoo, the DVP charts, the team metric charts, and then I will be filling out my personal player pool, my tier 1s, 2s, and 3s, stuff like that. So get access to that. Cool way, support the stream, support the site, get something in return, and I'll have NFL stuff this weekend as well, right? One game left on the docket.
Couple tier ones in this game.
Couple tier ones. Let's get caught up on chat, though. What's up, David? Wood or Aldridge in that matchup tonight? Wood, 100% Wood. Always, 200%. Christian Wood should be where you start a lineup tonight. Like when you open up enter contest, it should come preloaded with Christian Wood already there. Hey, Gunn, if you had to choose between Brogdon and Curry, who do you choose? Point guards go off against Lillard too. I'd probably go Brogdon, but I'm a sucker for the Pacers. Yeah, I'd probably go Brogdon. But, man, Curry has way more upside. So if you're playing for pure ceiling and you want to run Curry at Jokic, I definitely don't. Wouldn't push back, right? Smash that like button. Yeah, help me out with that likes, man. I would appreciate it. I wasn't talking about you could use the gym to two. Oh, okay, Jason. I don't want no problems. If that's you in the picture, I don't want no problems, bro.
Earlier, he was like, yeah, that's me and I own a pharmacy. I'm like, what?
I don't want no problems, bro. TJ McConnell's there to spell Brogdon some. They trust him with the ball. And I said, nah, TJ McConnell's been there, though. You gotta understand. He did miss a couple games, but TJ McConnell was only like 10, 15 minutes. So I still think Brogdon's like a 38-minute guy no matter what. Plus, Brogdon was dropping 50 burg. And I still think, I don't know. For floor, I think I go Brogdon for a little cheaper, points per dollar. And then I definitely concede that Curry has way more upside. But, man, do I love the Pacer stack tonight. Gun, what's some players worth a roster spot on a one lineup, but only in FanDuel? I can't. A bunch of people in this game. Curry and Embiid, or Joker and Brogdon. Probably Joker and Brogdon for me. All right, let's talk about this game. Project starting five for the Pacers. Malcolm Brogdon, Aaron Holiday, Justin Holiday, Domantas Sabonis, Miles Turner taking on Dame Dollar. Making money ain't new to him, Chronic. C.J. McCollum, Derek Jones Jr., Robert Covington, and Yusef Nurkic. We got 229 total and a 2.5-point spread in favor of the Portland Trailblazers. What does losing Victor Oladipo mean for the Indiana Pacers? Well, think about this team. They don't have Depot. They don't have T.J. Warren. So their wing defense could take a step backwards, and that's okay. But it also opens up minutes, 30-plus minutes, and we spread it around. What we'll do with usage, we'll go pull up the on-off court tool. This is a free tool that several sites offer, but we're going to use the Fantasy Labs version, and we're going to open up, we're going to go grab Indiana. I love this game a lot. I love this game a lot. And we're going to go take off, we're going to take off Warren, we're going to take off Victor Oladipo, and that's enough for now. And then we'll just put, like, Sabonis and Brogdon on the court. And I just want to see what kind of metrics we're dealing with. I know the sample size is not anything big. It's only 68 minutes. But we have Sabonis at a 29.5% usage rate and Malcolm Brogdon at 26.5%. That will probably be my favorite handcuff on the entire slate. And I think my insatiable desire to play Domantas Sabonis is going to get me in trouble in that power forward spot on FanDuel, because I'm just going to really lock in on Christian Wood and Sabonis. And Siakam could go nuts. Chris Boucher could go nuts. But those two just make the world of sense for me in a matchup that's exploitable and just very fruitful. If we go to the team metrics tab in the RunDFS.com NBA VIP spreadsheet, the Portland Trailblazers are still bottom 10 in defensive efficiency. Now, at one point, they were bottom 3, right? So we have seen the return of Gary Trent, Rodney Hood make an impact overall. But we've also seen, a lower strength of schedule against teams like the Kings a couple times. So I do think a lot of that is very open for interpretation based on who they're playing. But the Pacers, I still think it's just really stout, really strong unit. And I love Brogdon the most. Brogdon is probably my favorite point guard on the slate, just because I just think deep minutes are coming his way. Sabonis, I might love Sabonis more than I should at 9+ K, right? Like, maybe I should concede that there's risk that he could just drop 45. But put those two together for me, and let's go to war. And then we start dealing with these value plays. Aaron Holiday just went bananas that last time out. I do want to caution everybody to relax on that just a little bit. I do think they could be value plays, Aaron Holiday and Justin Holiday again, but I'm going to be really careful to try and curtain call that. I would want who comes off the bench. So if Aaron Holiday came off the bench again, and like Edmund Sumner started over Depot, which is possible, and Justin Holiday was in the starting lineup, then I like Holiday a little bit more. But so far we've seen like the starting value for the Pacers just doesn't necessarily have that same bang. Even Justin Holiday, if you look at his game log, he had a couple big games off the bench, and then when he was inserted to the starting lineup, his usage takes a step backwards. So I would be very cognitive of who's off the bench, and I feel like we wouldn't have that information until halfway through the slate. So just don't get too bullish, because Aaron Holiday at 5K could absolutely give you 17 fantasy points and cripple you. Matter of fact, I got him for 19 at 28 minutes. TJ McConnell, very intriguing. I think so. Back in the mix, McConnell has just been a stock guy for years, even off the bench for the 76ers. I used to love playing him. At 3,900, he could literally get like 5 blocks and maybe more so steals, and just be a solid stocking stuffer for you. Do we open up the propensity for 20 minutes here? I think we do, and we've seen him, be a guy that can get to 20 fantasy points. So at 3,900, I'll definitely be putting McConnell in my back pocket for value. So far, the Portland Trailblazers not giving up a ton of blocks. Where are they at on steals allowed per game? Portland's actually allowing the second fewest steals per game at 5.9. So that's
because it's either CJ or Dame with the ball in their hand, and they're not too reckless with the ball.
Mm-hmm.
3K though, he's stoned 3K on DraftKings.
Yeah,
You want to get a little freaky in your lineups and want to fade some of that value that we talked about earlier, maybe that Houston value or even Miami. You can get some value in this game. It's fringe. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this is the nuts play, but if you're talking about some low owned guys, I think it's an opportunity to face some of that ownership in earlier games. But like Gunn was alluding to earlier, it's way more uncertain because we won't know what the lineup looks like until as the game tips off at 10 p.m. EST. You
Hmm.
won't know until around 9:15, 9:30. And that's way before lock. And the Houston guys have already been long gone playing.
Right.
So yeah, it's a real good. It's a shot in the dark there. It could burn you, but it could yield some dividends there. Gunn, talk to me about CJ McCollum. How does he not pop off? I am all over CJ McCollum today. Dame had his moment yesterday, last night. He went off, but you telling me that he's
CJ
on
was great.
Brogdon's? Yeah, he was as well. That's what I was saying. Like, but if you telling me that Brogdon defense maybe slow down Dame just a hair, how does CJ not beat 8,400?
Maybe. So they stagger a lot. They stagger a lot, but they still play deep enough minutes. I'm with the CJ love. Like I'll probably have them both. And yesterday I wanted more CJ than Dame anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously Dame was nutty. But I would probably stick to my guns there just because he's a little cheaper. I probably still want more CJ than Dame. Yeah, I'll play CJ. 8,400. I like the 8,400 price point more than 95. I'll say that. So on DraftKings, yeah, maybe we'll buy her. But I still think if you're building a DraftKings lineup, man, 8 to 9K is hard to just give to a guard. When you got Christian Wood, that's just going to take an 8K. Like you're going to play Christian Wood no matter what, and he's 7-7, and it's going to give you 6 per. And I love. Would you play Brogdon? Would you play CJ over Brogdon straight up? I don't think there's a wrong answer there, but I feel a little safer with Brogdon. I don't know why.
Yeah, pre-flop. It's a really good question. If you expect him, okay, this is my thinking. If you expecting Sabonis to have a great game, right? I'm not saying that they can't go off together, but I think that Dame is going to struggle. Thus, how does this game live up to the 2.29? And then the 2.5 spread is through CJ McCollum. So that's my pick.
I think Dame's gonna struggle, huh? Damian Lillard.
I'm not saying he's a bum. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I mean, this is completely like, yeah. Show me some stat news because I really don't know. But it's just a feeling I have.
84 DKP.
Damn.
50 real points.
Redacted everything.
I don't know about that one. All right, let's get caught up on chat. Dez with a great point. Sabonis grew up in Portland. His dad was a legend for the Blazers, so even more narrative to make a better play. Malcolmton Multiversity, your website sucks. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so RunDFS.com is more of like a paywall. You just get in there. All the actions in the Discord.
It's on Discord.
I get like there's a market for a content site, but man, I think one of the biggest differences, like one, I'm a one man gang, and two, I play DFS. Like I'm more worried about my lineups than trying to make content, if that makes sense, without being a douchebag. So yeah, I do have an active investor, a longtime subscriber of mine has really been wanting to invest in me and Run DFS, and we're not in negotiation. We're talking about what we need, what would need. So if he's going to invest into like building a team, maybe the website looks a little better. But right now you're just getting the Discord. Like that Discord is so good. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
And then the spreadsheet. So it is what it is.
The values in the community and the spreadsheets. I agree.
It's so good. Gentlemen, I know this is a daily. Any good advice on any 100% player prop hits? I don't even know any prop lines right now, Ivan, but that's one of the things we've discussed is jumping on some props and stuff like that for content. Turner on FanDuel. Yeah, so I think Turner could play deep minutes. I think I'm not that stoked on playing Turner in this matchup specifically. The Blazers are really a resort. They don't turn the ball over a lot. blocks per game is average, and that's really where Miles Turner thrives is to pick up those blocks. So, a share or two, just hoping his usage goes up because of Depot being down. But I don't know. At 6.6 though, if I get 30 fantasy points, I'm with it, right? Here they're going to put Edmund Sumner on Dame, so I pivot. Sumner was a pest to Curry last game, and Curry didn't play well. Okay. Any sleeper NBA player? I don't know the props right now. Gunn is hella low key in the industry, but he's well kept secret. Yeah, I would agree with that. A lot of people know who I am, but I don't. You don't see me trying to get into wars on Twitter.
I said we're the Illuminati of DFS.
I want everyone to succeed. Like when people have DFS, I've literally have asked I've just put it on Twitter. I was like, anybody have a YouTube channel for DFS content? Want to come on the stream? Like I don't care. I don't care. Like I don't care about. This is not a competition to me. I just enjoy it. If we all have passion for sports and fantasy sports, we're friends. Like
and money.
Yeah, and money. Like I'm not into penis measuring contests and I don't care about all that. I just want to vibe and enjoy sports,
But what we're into is Christian Wood. Sorry.
Garbage Dame is not face both Turner and DS. I mean, I get it. Like I understand being scared of the matchup for Damian Lillard, but he is a guy that can just absolutely take over a game and pull up from the logo. So I wouldn't get too skittish, but yeah, he's not a priority. He wouldn't be a priority for me just because of where that money at that price range is going. I'm stacking my bigs, my power forwards, right? Anyway, I appreciate you guys joining me on this stream. There should be Nurkic is fine. Yeah, Nurkic is cheap on DraftKings. Actually, that's a great call out there. 5,300 on DraftKings, and I got him for 33.
I'll say if it's minutes stay consistent, yeah, why not?
Yeah, that's a good call, Jared. I like that. I appreciate you guys joining me. I'm 15 minutes over. I got to get into the VIP voice chat. But if you guys do me a favor, hit that thumbs up on your way out. Maybe check to see if you're subscribed. I would appreciate it. Tomorrow's a big slate, but tomorrow's a big day for me. So I'm going to leave the door open for me to possibly not stream, but I'm going to do everything I can to get you guys to stream tomorrow. But right after lock tomorrow, I got to get on the road and drive from Central Texas to Minnesota, 16-hour drive. So I'm going to have to get all my ducks in a row. So bear with me if there's like a late call for no stream. But I'm going to do everything I can to get a stream going. And that would likely be the last live stream until the latter half of next week. So if you guys don't hear from me in a live fashion until then, I love you guys. But I'm pretty sure I'll be back tomorrow. Twitter.com/Gundacker. Just Gundacker. As you guys can interact with me. My DMs are open. Real quick. That Danny Green play, we're supposed to roster bums and hope they popped. I couldn't have. I'm not playing Danny Green tonight. Family associates. Yeah, okay. DK messed up his price. Yeah, I'm with that. Is it free? Is what free? The VIP, unfortunately, no. It's a paywall thing. But it's worth it. TJ or Brown, TJ McConnell or Sterling Brown, probably Sterling Brown, because it does look like TJ McConnell's strengths, like steals and stuff like that. The Blazers don't appear to like turn the ball over a ton. So I probably go Sterling Brown just for like that minute floor. How much for a sub? The subs are at rundfs.com. Get signed up, go to VIP passes. I think it's 30 a week, 55 for 2, 100 a month. And then we'll have the year pass up for probably the rest of this week. So go check that out. I'll see you guys on the flip side. I love you guys. I hope you crush it tonight. Otherwise, I'll be in the VIP voice chat up until lock. That's it. Chronic, hot take. We may not ever hear from Chronic for years.
That's not true, man. That's school, man. But I'll be around. I'm always around. At least at Discord. You want to hear from Chronic? Go see me in Discord.
Hope you guys crushed it tonight. Good luck. God bless. And go win some money.